Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you tired of giving your money to evil people so you can indulge in geeky habits? Well, we are too, and we don't have a solution. So if you can think of anything, let us know, because that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your guild master, Rick Perry, and I'm the type of nerd that spent 15 minutes trying to buy a popcorn bucket online today.
I am your guild master, Baron Kane, and I know exactly what fucking bucket he was trying to get.
And joining us as a returning guild member, feel free to introduce yourself.
I am guild member Ray Silvertongue, and I did not spend 15 minutes trying to buy a bucket of popcorn, but I did spend about 2 hours in Michael's yesterday because I'm that kind of nerd.
Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah, so AMC announced for the Dungeons & Dragons movie, they're doing a great big D20 popcorn bucket, which isn't available until the movie comes out on the 30th, but I was just spending so much time trying to see if I could buy it online, because my closest AMC is over an hour away. Which other popcorn buckets I found have been available online afterwards, so fingers crossed.
Nicole can hook you up?
No, I tried messaging her and I didn't get anything back, so I'm guessing she's
I have a
busy.
myriad of questions. I have so many questions. I'm not going to ask a single one of them.
You didn't know Nicole Kidman was a guild member?
And apparently is affiliated with AMC directly?
Yeah, I mean, you know how to.
For sure.
They get their tentacles out there.
Their tentacles.
She's Australian.
Which explains everything.
Alleviating here. That's fine. Okay, yeah, agreement sounds. She's a drow, and therefore she gets to be affiliated with AMC.
Yes. That works.
That works. Those Dimension 20 popcorn buckets are absolutely going to be scalped, like, awfully. I guarantee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've got a D20 popcorn bucket. They've got a tavern mug drink cup that they're doing.
Oh man.
And they're doing 2 different t-shirts. So
they want all of our money.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Well, it's like, have you seen the toys that are like the Bakugan, but they're D20s?
I own
and they
2
like pop
already.
open. Oh man, which ones do you have?
You know what? I have the Black Dragon.
Yes, that's so rad.
And the Beholder.
Yes. So I heard that the Beholder is the only one that's not officially merchandised for the D&D movie. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure what they're doing with the Beholder after the whole snafu with the OGL and everything like that, but I know a few of their monsters are going to be public domain.
Right.
Like owlbears, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Now I'm all angry again over the D&D movie and the nerds that got all upset because a druid can't shapeshift into an owlbear.
You fucking want.
Yeah. I think it's really fucking cool that druid can shift into an owlbear.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, every game I run, owlbears are natural animals anyway, so...
Makes more sense, honestly.
Yeah.
It does.
Because aren't they otherwise like, was it abominations, or are they monstrosities?
I think... Ooh. They're monstrosities, I believe.
Okay.
I almost called them aberrations, but it's like... No, those are like the weird, like, elithids and the beholders and shit like that.
I mean, like, the original lore for it was just somebody mashed the 2 animals together. But at this point, they have to have been around for so long that they're just natural.
Kind of naturalized, yeah. Like, at this point, probably most of the owlbears that are out there are not, or whatever that are out there are not things that have been, like, directly bred by wizards to be weird. They're the like children of the children of those.
Exactly. Once monstrosity, now natural, now just a beast.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes complete sense. Why can't they have started out a monstrosity like you were saying? There was a wizard out there doing dirty things, and then they just ended up just taking over, becoming natural.
So, by this logic, they're GMOs.
Right. Yeah.
I love it. It's good.
Yeah, they weren't
Good
bred. They weren't bred. They just took an owl and sliced a piece off and grafted it into the bear.
Yeah. They used the floral tape.
Yeah, that's how biology works.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They used the same technology that they used when they made all the animals for Avatar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. God, those are the best animals, though.
No, the best animal in Avatar: The Last Airbender was the bear.
Yeah.
The bear.
Look how rare it is. It's just a bear.
It's just a bear. Very simply a bear.
Speaking of companies that shouldn't be getting my money but are, Wizards of the Coast, those bastards.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, the last podcast we had a big rant about Wizards, how we're not going to be probably getting any more D&D games from them, but it's like, but we are going to fuck up that movie.
Yeah.
We're
But like that's the whole thing. That was like a whole point we made last episode about how like stop trying to monetize these things. The things you should be monetizing are your movie and your merch and like all this other stuff. This is how you make money, Wizards. Like, come on.
Like, come on, just follow the He-Man model. It worked.
Yeah, I'm waiting. The microtransaction scare, though, I hope they end up dropping that. I actually hope they just get rid of that CEO completely. And
there are so many fires to put out, and I'm absolutely certain that they are not paying the people that they're putting out those fires nearly enough money.
No, absolutely
not. It's none of the people that are causing the hullabaloo.
Well, that's what we were saying. Is like as soon as that announcement was dropped, there were people in that office like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I mean, you guys heard about like the D&D Beyond like numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, man, the audacity of having first and foremost, just the audacity of having a system in which, in order to successfully unsubscribe, you have to talk to a representative. like this is theoretically a social service. It is a social service in a game, and I have to talk to a real human being to tell them that I no longer want to play it, and I have to listen to them try to talk me out of that.
Mm-hmm. They're going with the cable model.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, because I feel bad for those people that have to try to talk me out of it up to 10 minutes into the conversation. Then after that, they're just like pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at that point, like, it's cool, man. I know you get paid by the hour. We got this.
You run through your script, I say no, and then you do what you need to do.
Tell me about your character for like the next hour.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. Now that we've had this conversation, it's obviously not going the way that either of us want. Would you like to hear about my cats? I have 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about that, just like turning it on their head and just being like, well, I've got some shit to talk about. So,
if you have to keep me on this phone for the next 45 minutes, then
I should get some joy out of it.
I get to choose the topic.
Yes.
You know what? I have a podcast. I'm recording this. A light bulb just went on above Baron's head.
I'm about to cancel my cable on a podcast now. Jeez.
Just like listen to me trap a poor defenseless customer service representative on the phone.
They'll answer the phone and be like, just to let you know this is recorded for training purposes. I was like, cool, so's mine.
Same.
Same. That's such a mood.
Hashtag same.
Like, what? Anyways.
Now about my cat.
About my cat. Oh man.
Oh, no.
Then you talk about your
You're
cats
not
for the next 45 minutes and end it with, and all this to say is, my cats don't like your cable very much. I'm canceling.
I'm still canceling my TV subscription.
It's like, look, I really want to keep your cable. My cats are the ones that want to cancel. Here, you talk to them. How's it going? You doing it? They seem uninterested.
Oh, he walked away. Oh, no,
he'll
he's
be
back.
back. Here, I'll put you by the litter box.
Just scratching sound. Oh, no.
Oh, he would. That customer service representative would have such the story to tell.
Oh,
They
yeah.
would absolutely hang out. They would absolutely hang out.
Or they'd cancel it, and then right before we hang up, I'll be like, "Oh, by the way, I don't have cats."
Just like, what was the scratching sound? I'll put you by the litter box. Oh, God.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
it's just
man.
you with a back scratcher and like a record or something like that.
Just out in your backyard scratching through the dirt.
No, I'm method.
I admire the commitment to the bit.
Daniel
I
Day-Lewis
also-
ain't got nothing on me. Jared
Commit-
Leto might,
commit
but
to
not
the
Daniel
bit.
Day-Lewis.
You're in the nebulous between
Mm-hmm.
Jared Leto.
On a scale of Daniel
Yes,
Day-Lewis to Jared Leto.
How
Where
method
are
are
you?
you?
Oh, God. Oh, it's terrible.
They should be
he's
asking
a-
that question when they interview every actor.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, only if they say they're method.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It's like, oh, I'm method.
I feel
Oh,
like
hold on.
that's-
Hold on. We have
It's
questions
just-
for you then.
It's kind of a red flag at this point, isn't it?
It really is.
Like,
It is.
I
I mean,
feel
like, like there for a while, you respected like the whole methods, like they really got into it.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
it's like, man, you motherfuckers are losing your goddamn mind over this
yes.
quote unquote
Yeah.
method.
It's
become
like,
less
you've hurt yourself.
Yeah. It's become less of
Yeah.
a way to dedicate yourself to your craft and more of an excuse to be an asshole.
Right.
Yeah, it's either become an excuse to be a dick, Jared Leto, or it's like just, I don't know. I guess it's the acting version of like workaholics that burn themselves out.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
uh,
So yeah, speaking of companies we regret giving our money to, Disney Plus just canceled Willow.
did they?
Oh no.
Yeah, no season 2.
That is sad.
Mm-hmm.
I am sad face. Oh no.
The
Yeah,
deadpan
Mary
face
wants
we're
to
actually
work.
getting from Baron.
Yeah.
Did,
Also, I am shocked. Oh no.
Yeah, right.
Because the show about Willow that didn't have Willow in it very much. No.
yeah.
I think I've got my guild decree already, actually, associated with that kind of.
Okay.
And it's that pick your favorite, like what is your favored, I guess, for lack of a better term, money grubby capitalist like corporation for your fandom stuff. That is the Faustian bargain that you have driven in life. And for me, it's fucking EA. And I will spend the rest of my life regretting that and giving
No, wait.
them more money.
Your guild decree is enforcing us to not use any of the other ones, are you? Because I kind of need at least 2. I need 2.
What?
It's just how many Faustian bargains you have is what it comes
Yeah, it's
down
just
to.
how- Yeah, how
okay.
many segments are you splitting your soul into, man?
Look, I have a pretty big soul. I can do this.
Okay.
It's like when you're negotiating with Davy Jones. It's like now we're just discussing price at this
Yeah.
point.
There's like, now hold on. I know that there are a bunch of other people that are also in on this deal, but you'll get an even share.
Well, I mean, look at Disney, for example. They have a piece of my soul. There for a while,
Mhm.
I was like, you know what? I'm getting my money back. I want my soul back. So they brought back Bob Iger. So I mean, obviously they value my soul. They
Yeah.
value my soul.
If they're putting in
That's
the
fair.
work, you gotta respect
Yeah.
that. You know.
I mean, to be fair, the second that Good Omens season 2 drops, Amazon's gonna have me in their fucking pocket again.
Oh, they are doing murderous things to my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Murderous.
We were
Yeah.
just discussing
Critical Role
last
shit.
episode with God
Yeah.
of War.
Critical Role, God of War,
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings, Fallout. They are fucking me.
I did start watching Vox Machina. I'm not done with it yet because I can't binge stuff most of the time, but I'm like 8 episodes in, I think. So
Of the first season?
yeah.
Yeah, well, you're almost done with the first season then.
Yeah, I think it's only 8 or 10 episodes. I don't remember which.
I think it's 9
Is it 9? Okay.
because they release them 3 at a time.
Okay. Because I don't know. I waited until it all came out, and then people still had to remind me, "Hey, it all came out. You should go and watch that now."
It's so fucking. It's way better than it deserves to be.
It's really
I say
good
that
so far.
Yeah, I say that being a fan of Critical Role, that cartoon is way better than it deserves to be.
See, and like I appreciate the fact because I really wanted to get into Critical Role. It's just such a long format, and I can't stay focused for that long. Like I'm really
Same.
good with D20 because it's like 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and still sometimes I have to wander away after that 2 hour mark and like go and do something completely fucking different. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
same.
no, this makes it much more accessible, and I'm like, yes, put it in my hands.
Yeah, it really sucks too because like their latest season that is like screaming at me. That is like all of the stuff they're doing in that. It's like it's right in my wheelhouse, but it's just like you guys. I believe you're doing even longer episodes this season. They're like 4.5 hours, guys. I can't do this, and I don't know how some people can.
Look, you want to talk long episodes? I just saw Acquisitions Incorporated, the original Let's Play D&D podcast, live play. They have a new Kickstarter, and they're talking about doing a new project where they're kind of revisiting all the old memories like over again. So like it's a good place, like they're saying it's rewarding to old fans and a good place to jump in if you are a new fan. They're doing 10-hour episodes.
Oh, fuck that. What?
10-hour episodes. Now they said that like they don't want you to look at it like a 10-hour meal. They want you to look at it like a 10-course meal where you can sit down and just like digest it like 1 hour at a time. But still,
that's so daunting.
10-hour episodes.
I personally find that incredibly scary.
Yeah, I mean it is not appealing to me at all. Any
Yeah.
kind of appeal I might have had, it's like, oh, maybe I'll give them a shot. 10 hours. Nope, never mind.
I feel like this is a great place for the newbies to jump.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if they actually do take the
man.
10 hours and divide it into 1 hour chunks, like to where there's actual like separation, then maybe. And 1 hour.
I could do that. Yeah. Or at least have it so that it's like identifiable, like, oh, this is a pause or stopping place.
Like that feels more like you're releasing a season all at once, and you have 1 hour episodes.
But
yeah, that would work fine. I think if I was doing a 10-hour episode of anything, I would definitely work some intermissions or something in there.
Yeah,
like once an hour, be like, hey, get up and get some water.
Yep.
Go use the bathroom. Go, maybe pause here. The timestamp is this. Come back.
Yeah, but either
I was
way.
like, is that a White Claw?
No, I don't know. I took it from my roommate.
Nice.
I was like, can I borrow one of these? She was like, yeah, I don't care which one. And all of the others had like Jensen Ackles' face.
Oh, wait.
No, he's okay.
Oh, no, he's the better one.
Yeah, he's the okay one. He's the the bi pride one. I'm gonna actually freely admit I watched I didn't finish Supernatural. I'm getting close. Like I'm actually whispering to you. I don't know why. I didn't watch all of Supernatural. I stopped at season 11 or something. I don't know.
You got further than I did.
And then I picked up a couple episodes here and there because I remember I did go and I watched the Scooby-Doo episode, which I think was from like 13 or something, just because it was the Scooby-Doo episode. And I watched all of Winchester's with my roommate, and it was really fun. It was also very funny. It's a lot of fun. I love Carlos. I think he's adorable. He's beautiful.
Who doesn't love Carlos, right?
Okay, they had the first episode I watched. It was like the night that I moved in here. I think. Well, it was the following day because I moved in and immediately was unconscious. But I sat down and she was watching it because she always watches Lone Star and she always watches the Winchesters. And so I sat down and caught the last like 15 minutes of Lone Star and was incredibly confused. And then caught the entirety of the third episode, I want to say, of Winchester's, which was the vampire episode, and it was the holy water hair whip thing that Carlos did. They had my heart immediately. It's all that I needed.
The second episode, werewolves. I'm like, come on, guys. All right, I'm in.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I had a lot of fun.
And not like the dumbass like werewolves that were in the original Super. Not those dumbass things. Actual, like, half man, half wolf.
Yeah.
Love it.
Weren't they supposed to be Lugaroos?
Yeah, well, yes, but that's what werewolves are.
No, yeah, for sure, no. But I remember there was the weird, like, it's supernatural. That's all I got.
Well, I guess that's the one, skipping fandoms. I think that's the one reason why I really, really enjoy how the Dresden Files presented werewolves.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, so the name of the book is Full Moon. Opening chapter, obviously werewolves. And then throughout the book, we're going to introduce you to at least 4 different kinds of werewolves. Enjoy. And man, I did. I loved every second of it.
That's awesome. I need to get into the Dresden Files. I have not picked any of them up.
If anybody's listening, man, do it. It is so good. I'm not 100% sure if that son of a bitch is making another one, but the last one, he could stop forever and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I really hope that he makes more, but I'm not pressuring you. I'm also not going to camp outside your house, I promise.
That's not sus at all.
Anywho.
Yeah. Are you Googling the address right now? Don't mind me. Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Damn this haptic keyboard. But yeah, get the book series. I mean, it's long. It's a pretty long book series. I had the benefit of jumping in pretty early and then just reading them year by year or whatever.
So I don't have the same weird commitment issue with books that I do with like visual forms of media because I read so fast. I can gleefully read 3 books a day and it's not a big deal. So I am happy to give me a series of 9 or 12 or 15 books. I can knock that out in a few days.
It's taken me 2 months and I'm still dragging through the new Dragonlance book. Dragon.
They just announced a new Aragon book.
What?
Yeah, it's called Murtaugh.
What?
Yes. They just announced it like a couple days ago, I think.
I'm in.
That didn't take much.
I mean, okay, so I have a lot of good memories with this book series. 1, I love it. 2, my dad got me the first one, and I read it.
Cute.
And then he knew I liked it, so he got me the next one next Christmas when it came out. He got me each book each year it came out for Christmas.
That's
and so,
cute.
I got a lot of good. I'm actually, now that you said that, I'm going to have to text him. And be like,
you should send him the Amazon link to it. Yeah.
Wait, is it out or are they just?
No, it's they've announced it. I think it may be on pre-order. Because they've got the cover out. The cover art looked really pretty.
All right, here, let me look that up. Oh, he lives in Oregon. I mean,
It's Paolini, isn't it? Paolini.
Yeah. November 7th. Yeah, so it's around Christmas time.
There you go.
That's
Perfect timing.
Perfect.
Yep, texting Dad now. Be like, hey, guess what, Dad?
Oh, they
I know
also
what I want for
announced.
Christmas.
They also announced an illustrated edition for the original book.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That comes out April 25th.
That's very close.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool, yeah. I'm more books if you want actually D&D adjacent books. It's either Lattes and Legends or Legends and Lattes, but it's a lesbian romance that it's a tiefling and an orc lady that they work at a coffee shop together.
It's Legends
Super
and
cute.
Lattes by Travis Baldry, and I picked it up like last week.
Super cute. I picked it up a couple weeks ago. Highly recommend. There's another one that's supposed to be about disaster by pirates, and then there is about to be a prequel to Legends and Lattes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into that. I'm actually reading a book series, or started a book series. I actually had the first book for quite a while. I think it's an Audible exclusive. I'm not 100% sure. No, maybe not. It's called NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the next one is like Split the Party and then Going Rogue. It's by Drew Hayes. Like the book starts out with these people playing D&D, quote unquote D&D,
Right.
and the party dies. Right.
Oops.
Like first like almost the first paragraph of this damn book they die. Right. But then
Yes.
it switches perspectives to the NPCs that were in the bar.
That's so
And
cool.
they see the player characters drop dead, and then they're like, so basically they realize that they were on a mission for the Mad King of the area, and they're like, if he finds out they died, they're going to destroy our village. So they have to pretend to be the PCs.
That's so
so
fun.
good. It's
That's
like,
so cool.
I totally want to run a game like that now.
Yes, that sounds fun as hell.
Yeah.
Like, whoops.
Yeah. So far it's a lot of fun.
Speaking of, I guess NPC, or I guess character death, maybe? Sure. Have you been keeping up with Never After?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my Minecraft time.
Okay.
Like, I'll hop on a Minecraft and just listen to them. Sometimes it's hard though because Christ, they had me dying with the whole Spiderwick scene.
I have died more often in this horror season, and I think it's because they feel like they need to add more levity because they are genuinely uncomfortable. And like, to be fair, like first episode when they started with the body horror, I was like, I don't know, because I like body horror, but I like body horror because it's a very comfortable place for me to be, not because it's actually very scary.
Sure.
And I was hoping to be scared. I have since been mildly frightened, so good job.
I'll say my favorite part of that series so far is when Puss in Boots was talking to that guy. He's like, "Can I tell you a secret? You're my best friend."
Best friend, yeah.
And then the guy's like, "Right in front of the boy."
Yes, the Prince of Schubert. The whole, really, like, that first episode was madness. Like, the whole Prince of Schubert thing, it was just such wide swings from everyone. But also, Pinocchio has not stopped making wide swings this whole season. So,
Yeah.
them calling themselves Destiny's Children is very funny. But the Adventuring Party episode where they discussed, like, the naming conventions of their parties, I was saddened by the fact that I don't know if they don't know about the fan name for the House of Rocks or if they had just forgotten, but they refer to them only as the House of Rocks, but in fandom space and like especially in the fanfic space for them, they're referred to as the Taste Buds. And
I
that's
love
super
that
cute.
name.
Right?
I love that name. They have fanfic? I'm gonna have to look this stuff up.
Oh, come on.
I mean, what a dumb question.
No.
What a dumb-
You know that there's fanfic because I've sent you at least 3 really cute Galir fanfic recs.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Not
You're
to
right.
mention, it's just like Rule 34. I mean, like, it's just, instead of there being porn of it, there's fanfic of it, if it exists.
If it is, how do I say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm shitting on some stuff? I have found that the most fulfilling fan communities are ones that have a very rich and lively fanfic group. Because, like, for instance, the first Avatar movie, not the last Airbender movie, the, like, blue Avatar, did really well monetarily. There are all of 5 completed fics for it.
But
there are probably more now. It does exist. It does exist. But compared to things that made significantly less money that have significantly more fanfic, it's just very interesting. But yes, there is a ton of Dimension 20 fanfic out there. And some of it's really fucking good. I've thought about writing some, actually.
It's because all of us wish we were at that table. That's really what it
Yeah.
comes down to.
No, wait. No, I don't.
No?
No, I don't. I would actually probably rather be at the Critical Role table. I'll tell you why. I would not be able to keep up with the Dimension 20.
They do go very fast.
And they are. Yeah. I've seen them improv shit before, and it's like, you can watch that and be like, oh, it's scripted, or oh, there's cuts and everything. No. I saw Brendan Lee Mulligan run a game for charity, and it was live, and he is just off the cuff, just throwing shit out there. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm going to think for like 45 seconds, and I'm going to think I've been there for an hour.
Yeah.
Because they're just so quick, and all of them, they're all... And I'm not saying that the Critical Role guys aren't brilliant, because they are, but...
They
just
time.
pace themselves differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think that some of that may be, like, improv background versus scripted background.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta...
Or at
Not
least
to
some
say that
degree.
the Critical Role guys aren't comedians, but Dimension 20, they are comedians, and the Critical Role guys are voice actors.
Yeah,
Well,
you can... Go ahead.
Well, and I would say, like, they're all comedians, but specifically, like, improv comedy, one, it just by default requires a certain amount of audience participation that leads to a lot more, like, non sequitur crazy shit happening.
Now, I will make the argument that the Critical Role guys aren't comedians. They're funny.
Yeah.
That comedians are not... It's not their profession.
Okay, that's fair.
Dimension 20, that is literally their profession.
Yeah.
And not just comedians, like improv comedians.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I think there are, like, 2 people from the Critical Role cast that I'm like, those people in my head, I count them as comedians. And that's...
One of them has to be Sam.
Yes.
And the other one's Marisha.
No.
No.
I'll tell you, Travis is... I've seen him evolve.
It may be Travis.
I think Travis keeps most of the good jokes to himself. Like, you can see him, like, I've seen cuts of, like, Travis, like, playing with shit while other people are doing serious shit. Or, like, and, like, he is entertaining himself and keeping most of the good jokes to himself.
Well, he's also really, really good with, hey, I'm playing, I'm doing this thing, they just said something, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to let them have the stage for a little while.
Yes.
He is so fucking good at that. So good.
Yeah. The identifying where the spotlight can be or needs to be at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. And I've even actually seen him actively try to get one of the other players to jump in, interject. So he'll be like, hey, so what do you think? It's like, you didn't have to do that.
Now, Travis is, just to clarify that I am talking about the correct person, because I'm awful with regular human names, purple-haired that was also in LA by Night, right? No. Who is that?
That's Taliesin.
I understand the confusion.
That's not a normal human name. But yeah.
No, but it's a team name.
It's funny, too, because out of all of them that I'd want to game with, Taliesin would be the one I want to game with.
Okay. Then he's the one that I like. I label him as a comedian in my head. He's so fucking funny in everything that I've seen him do.
Yeah. He's also... He is unexpectedly deep sometimes, too.
Yes. And it's
So,
always
like-
rude.
Yeah, backhanded, as if you will. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, he is indicative of the type of players that I'm used to playing with throughout my life.
Right.
So yeah, he is who I'm used to. That kind of player. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, that may be why. Yeah, that may be the reason for the fondness on my side. Because that is a lot of the people that I've played with, really. Like,
Yeah, but yeah. So I would 100% play with the Critical Role guys. I am intimidated as fuck by the Dimension 20 guy.
I would like to not. Sorry, go ahead.
There was a meme that I recently posted in my Dungeons and Dragons Discord group, where they had come out with a Nerds Rainbow Dungeons and Dragons edition, and it's like, coincidentally, Rainbow Dungeons and Dragons nerds also describes the overwhelming majority of my social circle, and like those are the people I play with.
I think I'm in 2 Discord groups that are D&D and D, that it's like BDSM Dungeons and Dragons groups.
Are you both Discord cheating on me?
Yes.
Of course, my D&D group has to have their own Discord. I don't want to flood the Casters Guild Discord with my D&D group.
This is relief because I am too. So I can tell you I'm in.
Actually, to be strictly speaking, I am cheating on my primary Discord group with Casters Guild.
Oh, this just got saucy then.
I'm Discord polyamorous, so
Okay.
I'm not cheating.
Fair.
I am. I made a commitment.
That's fair.
Now we're
We're calling it cheating, but it's only for the thrill.
Makes it hotter.
We're in an open relationship, but it's only because the relationship is failing.
Open-ended?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's terrible, and I love it. Just gonna fold that one up, put it in my back pocket. Don't mind me.
If your relationship is failing, maybe you should check out a bath bomb with Geeky Clean Bath Bombs.
Yes. Yeah, do that. That's beautiful.
And that's exactly where I'll insert the ad read, right there.
Yes. Yes. God, fuck yeah. What a beautiful place to fucking live.
Oh my god! The irony, the fucked up part is if this is the podcast where we essentially sell the most bath bombs, it'll be the saddest podcast ever.
Yeah. Yeah, like that tells us way more information than we ever wanted to know, huh?
Next podcast is us going, we're so sorry.
But if that is the case, we're glad we could offer you some relief with a bath bomb.
Right.
And frankly, even if your relationship doesn't go well, at least you have a nice soak.
And a cool set of dice.
Right. Oh my god.
We live in a world.
I don't know why our affiliates are still our affiliates.
I would argue that this is precisely the reason why.
That's fair. That's
shit. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was so good. So Worlds Beyond Number.
Worlds Beyond Number. Yes, I have. I actually just earlier got to listen to the Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One #1. So,
I will say this: I was pretty fast in getting into that Patreon. I'm back at pronouncing it Patreon. Anyways, I was pretty fast jumping on that because I saw their little countdown on New Year's. I knew something was coming up.
So explain this to me and the other listeners again. From what I understand, from what I looked at for all of 10 seconds, this was like a level 0 campaign to bring us into a new world.
Maybe? I'm not far enough into it to really know.
It is my understanding that the level 0 campaign that we are privy to is just a prequel to the actual game that they will be playing.
Okay, so it is just kind of setting up and exploring the world.
Yes, they even, and I really, really hope they go into detail how they did do this. But they start out level 0, and then as they play them, they upgrade their character. Like something will happen, and Brendan will be like, "Okay, so you get to choose, what proficiency you're going to get off of this, or you get to choose what spell you learn." And then something will happen, and he'll be like, "Okay, we'll roll this dice, add that to whatever stat that you want." So they are building now, and granted, there's only 3 of them, so they are making these characters bosses because there's only 3 of them.
Right?
So
for sure.
I totally get it. So I really, really hope that they put out how they did that. But I guess I could just listen.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're hiding it. They say what they're doing. So
yeah. Well, and because I have not gotten onto the Patreon at all. Largely because as a result of the financial institution I'm currently with, sometimes Patreon's problematic to try to process payments for, but I'm working on that. But I did go and I subbed to their YouTube channel, and then I listened to that one episode. I had started the prelude, but haven't gotten into that. But I do understand, based on the comments from the videos on the YouTube channel, that not everything is being released there, that there are some Patreon exclusives.
Yeah.
But at least I'm getting a taste of it. Now I am curious because I wasn't sure, because I believe they have all talked about previously having DMing experience. I'm curious whether they will switch around as they go, because I would love to see that group DM each other. That'd be cool.
They talked about it. Very, very specifically, them bringing up the subject that they have all DM'd a game, and I think one of the patrons asked the question, and I think what they're talking about is right now Brennan is going to be running, obviously,
right.
But I think later on it's not going to be with these characters, but I think they will switch off.
Yeah, I figured maybe a different season or something.
Right.
That would be really cool.
And they are talking about source books. They're talking about publishing the witch class that they came up with, which oh my god, that witch class, the way they describe it, so cool. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it all.
So I started listening because I had full intention that we were going to discuss at least a little bit Worlds Beyond Number in this episode. So I started listening to The Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One, and started taking notes. And until here is all notes about Lou's part, and then I got really into it, and this is Abria's part, and this is the only thing that I wrote down for Eric's part. I just progressively got more into it. It's so good. It was when Ursulon's intro came in and the peddler was being all creepy and weird, and he got a look at his face, and Brennan said the hunger hollows them out from within. I was like, yes, because I feel like the only time a lot of the time in D&D that we get to see a negative aspect of, or if they lichify themselves. And that's the only time. And I'm like, no, I feel like if you're doing magic in fucked up ways, sometimes it fucks you up.
Can we run that back? You froze in the middle of your thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or at least on my end.
Okay.
I got it all, but if it froze on your end, then we definitely need to, yeah.
I feel like if you're doing magic in fucked up ways, the magic should fuck you up. Or at least have a chance to.
And it's funny, too, because some of the more popular characters, especially in D&D, are powerful characters who have been fucked up by their own magic.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's kind of like... This is going to sound really weird in a real-world allegory, but you know how, when people are talking about, craftsmen, carpenters, you don't want a carpenter that has all of his fingers, but you also don't want a carpenter that has too few of his fingers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like it's that. It's like you don't want the hero that looks like they've never been hit, but you also don't want the hero that's dead in a ditch.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You don't want the one that has no chinks in his armor.
Yeah.
On this subject, I'm going to actually use one of my guild decrees.
Okay.
So we're talking about, magic users who are, fucked up by their own magic. I'm a Dragonlance fan, which is home to probably the most well-known wizard that is like that, Raceland Magier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love me some Dragonlance.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on Twitter, and someone asked the question, who would win in a fight, Raceland Magier or Elminster? Guild decree, Elminster.
Interesting.
Now,
Because of
since it's a guild decree, it requires no explanation. But if you'd
That's
like,
fair.
I will elaborate. So Dragonlance is a notoriously low power level world.
Mhm.
The main characters, I mean, they're tough, they're strong, they do shit. But if you really, really read the books, they're not like super powerful beings. Yeah, Raceland goes through the abyss, but he had to go through some shit to get to the abyss. Forgotten Realms. If you've ever read Forgotten Realms at all, you realize how stupid powerful every hero is.
Everyone is.
Everyone.
Well, and it doesn't help that they're all fucking dressed to the nines.
Beautiful.
No, but like they're decked out in magical items.
Yeah.
So even if they weren't super powerful, they'd be like impossible to hit or something.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like I read a book series where a barbarian and a ranger, 2 characters, killed a full-on adult white dragon. Yeah, it's just a white dragon. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's still a white fucking dragon
And an
against
adult.
2 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, come on. I get it's Dritz and Wolfgar, but you see my point now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Elminster can wipe the floor with these 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Elminster, Guild Decree, would absolutely just manhandle Raceland.
As much as you want it to be the other way around, it's being a Dragonlance fan. I mean, it's just acknowledging the difference in power levels of those settings. Like, it's not even fair to compare the two.
You know what? I'll even say this. I think Elminster could walk into Dragonlance and literally take every mage there.
Yeah.
There's no mage there that he couldn't beat. He could probably even beat a couple of the gods. Just saying.
Yeah.
But like I would also like I feel like based on what little I've come into contact with Dragonlance, that the low power level is very important to like that setting. And I do appreciate that.
That low power level makes them better characters, I think.
Yeah.
The reason why I like Dragonlance is because I full-heartedly believe that all the characters, even the ones I don't like, are better characters than the Faerun characters.
Yeah.
The Faerun characters just have way too much... I mean, okay, any characters have plot armor, I get it. But these guys are just like, what the fuck?
They're kind of Mary Sue. They're just like, they're little Mary Sue.
It's the exact same argument I was making season 2 about Superman and Goku. Like, Superman and Goku, the power levels aren't even fucking close. Superman doesn't even need to try to beat Goku, but Goku's a way more interesting character than Superman.
Yep. And it's the suffering. I hate to say it's the suffering, but it's the suffering.
Yeah, actually, the only time Superman is good is when he's suffering.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, when Superman was written as a character, he's written as a person with no limits. Like, you have to... They had to invent weaknesses for him in order for things to take him out. And
that's how he was eventually written.
Yeah.
That's not how he was originally written.
Yeah, and then Goku is written as someone who's always breaking through his limits. But, like, the point is he has limits in the first place, whereas Superman doesn't. Like, it's just...
Yeah. Because, like, Superman was originally written as Moses.
Yeah.
But then they were like, okay, well, this guy is obviously our biggest seller, so we are just gonna pump him full of power.
Right.
But
yeah, not to derail the conversation, I was just saying it's a similar argument in that the character who struggles more is the more interesting character, but the character who has no struggles, there's a reason they don't have any struggles. It's because they are that powerful. When you try to put the two against each other, it's just it shouldn't even be an argument. Like it's
right.
It's not even. I'm fighting things. Sorry.
Can I get another guilt decree?
Just one more.
Depends on what it is. I might let you use mine.
Star-Lord did no wrong.
What?
In Infinity War, Star-Lord did nothing wrong.
Oof. That's
I'm basing this opinion off of the finale of Last of Us.
Okay, well I haven't seen Last of Us, so I can't concur.
Star-Lord did nothing wrong. And you'll agree after you watch it.
I mean I've played the game, if that is
comparable.
If you've played the game.
Okay, here's the I have a problem with the wording. I don't think Star-Lord did wrong what everybody thinks he did wrong, but to say he did nothing wrong
that's
is...
fair. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's still not blameless.
Yeah.
But we know what we're talking about, though.
Yeah. But I don't think he did nothing wrong. Like, the man makes mistakes constantly.
Right.
He is kind of a child, yes.
But that part was understandable and forgivable.
Yes.
I'll allow it. I'll allow that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was all on the whole, man, Star-Lord really fucked everybody over in that movie. And then Last of Us, so I'm like, maybe he's alright. Maybe he's not the worst.
Have you played the game, or have you only watched the series?
I actually haven't even seen the finale, but I know what happens.
Oh, okay. Because, I don't know, I haven't seen the series, but I'm just making this assumption based off of other things I've watched and games I've played. It's even more impactful when you're the one, quote-unquote, pulling the trigger, when you're playing the game and you're the one who's in there doing it versus watching someone else do it.
You know what's funny is I think that, I'll watch Pedro Pascal do anything, but I think that if I was in the same situation, like if I was the one pulling the trigger in the game, there wouldn't even be a hesitation.
Yeah.
It would just be like,
I can tell you when I played that game, there wasn't. I can tell you that. There was not hesitation. I was just like, the only hesitation was, okay, is my weapon reloaded? Am I good? Do I have the right stuff equipped? Okay, good.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's, do I even have access to that episode yet? If I do, I'm watching it tonight.
I haven't started it yet. It's been highly recommended.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it to all the. I will cry. I was kind of waiting for it all to be finished before I started it. That, and it's the kind of series that I would watch with my wife, and she's scared to watch it because she knows emotions. So
yeah, no, like that's kind of what part of why I haven't started it yet is because I'm like, you emotions.
Right.
I'm in therapy. It's fine.
You come in for one session, you're like, all right, this entire session we're talking about Last of Us.
No, legitimately, sometimes my therapist is just like, so what have you been compulsively rewatching? And I'm like, our flag means death again. Where right now it's Magnus Archives.
Right.
It's 200 episodes, and I'm just going to keep starting at a place that's about 10 episodes before it starts to get painful, I guess. I keep doing it. I keep being like, next time I won't do this to myself. And then next time happens.
Right, yeah.
It's okay. I am really excited because Cypher Systems is supposed to be doing a Magnus Archives, or they're discussing a Magnus Archives RPG. Which that's the same system that they're doing the Old Gods one through.
Oh! That's a good system, too.
See, and I haven't gotten to play or watch anybody play any of Cypher System, so I don't know, like, anything about it. I am very interested. There are a couple of game shops, like, right around my area now, so I want to check those out and see if anybody there, like, runs any demos or anything like that, because that would be really cool.
Well, I mean, if anything, too, I mean, I've been wanting to I've been wanting to run games for people, and I don't even mean like doing a full-on campaign, but like for people that was like, I want to learn the Cypher system. Okay, let me get some books, and I'll run a Cypher game for you guys.
Oh yeah, that'd be rad. I'm really excited about it, especially because like I had been talking to a couple of people about trying to create like a Magnus Archives type something that was essentially like a party of avatars, and how I was planning on gleefully stealing from the Vampire the Masquerade system how they do their different archetype powers and like the feeding system. This will hopefully alleviate all of that, so I don't have to take scissors to a bunch of other TTRPGs and shove them all together. Me just being like, this seems cool, rip.
I was essentially going to use the White Wolf system to make. I was going to use the White Wolf system to make a Naruto game.
Yep.
And a Jedi game.
Yeah.
And they would work wonderfully.
Absolutely. Well, and like I personally, granted, like I will allow that I have not come into contact with modern Vampire the Masquerade, so I don't know how any of it works now. But I have the Vampire the Masquerade GURPS book that has the basics for all of how their power works. That explains both like the basics of the original Vampire the Masquerade and the GURPS way to play it. So I loved GURPS. I really did. I know lots of people shit on it, but
I will say that I have legit never played GURPS.
GURPS was the first game that I ever played.
Whoa! Oh, I mean, it's not a bad game to start out on.
Well, and it was easy for an 8-year-old to learn, which was what my dad was doing.
That's fair.
But
I started mine on D&D.
I mean, Dad didn't like D&D much at that point.
I guess 5th edition is fine to start a kid out on.
5th edition I think is fine, but like if my dad had been trying to start me on 2nd edition,
oh god,
I would have murdered the man. I would have very simply committed. What is it, patricide? Yes.
It's like you have a THAC0 of 17, and you're trying to hit this person with a -1 armor class. You have a +4 to hit.
What does any of that mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. Someone thought that was a good idea at one point in time.
I think it was, honestly, I feel like that era, like specifically 2nd edition, how like weirdly complicated it would occasionally get into, like, some of 3rd edition was kind of weirdly complicated and unnecessary feeling. I think it was gatekeeping, honestly. Like, I think it was we are the nerds, and we have the capability to do this, and we don't want you guys knowing what we're doing, so we're going to make it unnecessarily complicated so that it looks scary.
Could be.
I think a lot of it also came from when it was converted from a war game to an individual role-playing game. Like, there's just a lot of holdover to, like, this system works for a war game.
Yeah, actually, 3rd edition really actually streamlined a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3rd edition definitely may seem complicated until you compare it to AD&D.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, this is easy.
This is fine.
Yeah. This is good.
Well, I mean, because I've mostly been playing Pathfinder lately, and Pathfinder is basically like 3.5 or something.
I always call it 3.75.
Yeah.
That works.
First edition was, this is a supplement to a war game. 2nd edition is, it's its own game, but still a lot of holdover from the war game. 3rd edition and 3.5 was, okay, this is now a role-playing game, but like we're still figuring out how to make a role-playing game, so a lot of this is still kind of complicated. 4th edition was, we're trying to sell miniatures. And
4th edition was, we're trying to sell miniatures.
And 5th edition is, finally we got around to creating a comprehensible role-playing game. At least in my opinion.
I think 5th edition is the true successor to 3rd edition. 4th edition is the true successor to Chainmail.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like I said, I will defend 4th edition until I die. It's a fantastic miniatures game. It's just,
But it is a miniatures game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people who just say it's a bad game, I'm like, it's not a bad game. You're just playing it. You're using it for something it's not meant to be used for, which makes it seem like a bad game.
That's fair. I didn't, I got to see, like, the tail end of 4th edition, but I didn't actually ever play any of it.
4th edition was how I was dragged into D&D.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah, by this guy.
I mean, getting to play with Baron in, God, what was that, 2016? 2015? Something like that, was the first time I'd gotten to play D&D since I had been in high school. And that was me trying to get my friends to cooperate with me and not succeeding.
That ended up being a fun game too.
That's a fun game.
I still think of Sassage.
Yeah, I loved Sassage. I've still got Zeal's character sheet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you know the trope of the party finding the pathetic goblin and making them their pet. It literally happened in this game.
To be fair, we contemplated eating him first.
That's also fair. That's
I mean, is that where the name came from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the other goblins were calling him, because they were going to eat him too.
Gotcha.
Oh, right, yeah. That's why he didn't mind us taking him, because it wasn't really that big a shift.
Right.
And then we said that we were going to try to get him, like, a job as, like, a busser at the local tavern or something. It was very strange.
Yeah, it was great.
I loved Sassage. Yeah. Man, good times, yeah. But prior to that, me attempting to play D&D was a mess. And prior to that was playing with family, so...
I think in my prime, I could never play D&D like that again.
Yeah.
I played every weekend, Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Woof.
And then when conventions came around, we would go to the conventions, and we would go Thursday. We would play in games Thursday, which are weird pickup games, because it hasn't officially started. Then we would wake up at 8 a.m. to get to the 9 a.m. game, play until like 5, try to eat before we went to the Vampire LARP. Vampire LARP, which it starts at around 5 or 6, and is supposed to end at 10, but goes until 3. Then we have to get to bed and wake up at 8 all over again to start another day.
The thing is like, conventions... I used to work conventions. A lot. I don't have firm memories of Saturdays or Sundays of, like, any conventions that I ran, because I was so tired from Fridays.
Right.
I can't imagine gaming, like, especially if you're doing, like, RPGs. And some of this may just be that I don't have the social spoons, but, like, RPGs take so much energy for me. Like, I've gotten into this really bad habit because I still do our Pathfinder game back in town where I was. And then, so what I'll do is I'll go and we'll play Pathfinder from like noon until 4. And then I'll leave and I'll drive over to one of the Queen's houses and I will get ready for drag. And then I will do drag that night. And that's too much role playing for me.
I think this is a good spot for a "don't try this at home, kids" disclaimer. Like, if you're hearing about Baron's old con schedule and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to be going to a convention soon,"
don't do that.
That sounds like fun. Don't do that to yourself. There are other ways to have plenty of fun at a convention that you're not killing yourself.
Yeah, I will say that it made it better that we had a room there.
Mm-hmm.
We showered every night. We made sure we did have food. And we had water with us all the time, so we were, quote-unquote, responsible. But it still is harrowing.
Yeah, bare minimum, make sure you eat, make sure you hydrate, make sure you shower.
Every day.
And deodorant.
And deodorant.
Yeah.
And, And then, if you can get the sleep, I understand not getting 8 hours of sleep per night at a convention. I get that. It's a convention, but, shut
Maybe
your
not
eyes
for
for
a
a while.
I've got a weird question. Do you guys, and I still do this, I've done this since I was like young going to conventions. The week before a convention, I push Airborne for the entirety of the week. I drink Airborne every day, and then I drink it every day while I'm at the convention in the desperate hope that I won't get common cough. And sometimes it works.
I do it after.
Okay.
Like the day the con ends, I get a Gatorade and I drop an Airborne tablet right into it.
Okay.
That is the con recovery drink of choice for me.
I wish
Okay.
I were smart enough to do either of those things. I raw dog that shit as far as con crowd goes, which is a terrible idea.
Yeah, don't do that.
But let me tell you, after like this past pandemic, I'm starting to think that wearing a mask during a convention the entire time is not a bad idea.
Also, imagine the cosplay opportunities.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I cosplay every day at most conventions that I go to. It's just a matter of, can I work a mask into this cosplay? Or
Absolutely.
when I plan my cosplays, what can I plan that already has a mask?
I'm Cobra Commander every
mean,
day.
Fuck. Alright. It's different variants of Cobra Commander.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Is one of them the Cobra Commander joke from Venture Brothers?
Oh, I
Yes,
don't remember
thanks,
what
dude.
he looks like.
Just remember he was the Sphinx dude. I don't remember what his name was. God. I love that show. I need to go back and rewatch it. I'm very sad.
He does look really cool. He does look.
He does. He does.
He's
The
the-
Sphinx.
Sphinx Commander.
Kind of
The Sphinx
badass.
Commander.
Was that just his name? Was it just Sphinx Commander?
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
and there's different variants of him too.
Right, because we
Oh
would get
my
the flashbacks to different eras. Yeah, and good stuff.
Who was your favorite Cobra Commander? Like, what look was your favorite?
I'm really fond of the the blue from the cartoon, but I think that's just because that was my introduction to Cobra Commander. And that's the one that my brother always does the impression of, and it's fucking hilarious. He used to answer our home phone as Cobra Commander all the time because telemarketers. It was great.
So, do you like the metal face one, or do you like the one with like the cloth over his face?
The cloth over his face.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I think, I'm 90% sure that's nostalgia over actual aesthetic.
No, I mean he looks cool. He looks cool, but he's definitely a completely different Cobra Commander than the metal faced one.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like he's damn near Baron Zemo with that with the flowy mask.
I mean, to be fair, I also had a mild fondness for Zemo, so...
The dancing one, or like the one from the comics?
I mean, the dancing one more than the one from the comics, but there were some weird, fucked up, ridiculous things going on with the Zemo family in the comics, and those were hilarious sometimes.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, dancing Zemo, like Winter Soldier and Falcon Zemo, was great.
Okay. Well, he was just a good character too.
I shipped it. I freely admit.
Yeah. It's like they keep saying he's a villain, but it's like, man, if I was in his position, I'm not 100% sure I'd be any better.
Yeah, no, I'm yes, this man has done bad things. This man has committed atrocities. And in his shoes, I probably would have also committed atrocities.
Hey, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have another guild decree?
Jesus Christ. Well, technically, you never took mine. You didn't take mine the first one because I was like, I don't like the wording, so we're not going to make that a guild decree. So technically, mine still exists, and I haven't used it. If you can convince me,
Baron Zemo did wrong.
No, definitely not.
No?
No, definitely, that man did wrong.
He did wrong. He did commit atrocities.
Name one thing he did.
Incited genocide.
Name two.
That's all I need,
How
man.
many times does someone need to violate the Geneva Convention before you go?
Wait, did he incite?
I have no idea. I just picked the first thing on the Geneva Conventions that I could think of.
Well, isn't there a thing in the Geneva Convention that's about like brainwashing and stuff like that? I would argue him activating Bucky's like him triggering the Winter Soldier.
I would argue that he was already brainwashed, and
he was already brainwashed, but I would argue that triggering it on purpose is bad.
No matter what, the man committed war crimes. We don't have to. We don't have to name specifics. The man committed war crimes. Even that.
Based on heavy implication, he committed war crimes prior to his family being murdered.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good guy. He wasn't a good guy.
He was not a good guy. No. There's a really wonderful fanfic that I got to read that was a Zemo-centric fanfic because Marvel had gone so... it's basically Serbia, and we were like, cool, we'll hold you to that, and proceeded to get really ridiculous and whimsical about the language that Zemo would have grown up speaking. And so I really like linguist-related fics. It's fine. I couldn't get my degree.
I really need to use my guild decree before Baron goes, you know what? Red Skull did no wrong.
How dare you?
Magneto was right.
You know what? Hey, can I borrow your guild decree?
No.
If he gets a was right, I get to do a was left one. Like
what if I promise? What if I promise it's not about the Red Skull?
No, because obviously it's about Magneto. Promise? Like it's.
You're fun.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and filter this now before you ask again. Whoever you're going to ask about, they cannot have committed a war crime.
That includes Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
that includes a lot of superheroes, actually.
Yes. Gotta take Iron Man off that list. He's a motherfucker.
Well, yeah. I would never say Iron Man did no wrong.
All of the Avengers are war criminals, actually.
Yeah. And all of them have done wrong.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I don't want to group Captain America in there just because I like Captain America, like MCU Captain America, or if I genuinely can't think of any war crime.
I was trying to figure out what he did too, but I'm sure he did something.
He had to have done something.
I mean, like he was definitely persecuted as a war criminal.
Yes, but I don't know that was valid.
Fair,
because Iron Man definitely was not right.
Iron Man was not right. No, that was awful. Don't do that.
And how dare he rope Spider-Man into this?
Yeah, that poor baby.
I mean, it was the same thing with the comic too.
Mm-hmm.
Roped him into it, and he's like got his family killed, and it's like, that poor baby.
Yeah, Tony Stark is the reason why
Peter Parker would be the first person who you might be able to convince me did no wrong.
Yeah, no, I would maybe accept that actually.
You know what? I'll tell you why he did no wrong. Because he is underage.
Yeah.
So therefore, he cannot legally make these decisions himself, and he was coerced by an adult. So therefore, really the one person who's going to get charged is Iron Man for contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
See, this is why, like I said, he's the one person you might actually be able to convince me did no wrong.
That's fair. Yeah, no. And I don't like it. Everybody's a war criminal in the Marvel universe.
well, that and we don't even know who Spider-Man is anymore. So
yeah,
it's true, a mystery.
So we can't prosecute.
I still want the Amnesia Spider-Man track. That's the oops, he forgot himself too. Oops, no Peter.
He's just looking down. What?
Where did it go?
Where did it go?
Yeah, would he? Because the whole thing is it never was. So I mean, would he even be?
Yeah.
So, but then there has to be a multiverse now with a box of Captain Crunch that's whoops all Peters.
Yes. Oh no. No, that particular
Kang
universe
is going to be very upset.
Actually, instead of it being Captain Crunch, it's Lucky Charms and it's oops, all Peters, but it's all Peter Marshmallows. Scoops all marshmallow cereal. So sweet. It's awful.
You can actually order those marshmallows.
Yeah.
So.
You can, yes.
Or you can just go to a Buc-ee's gas station and pick up a bag.
Bucky has a gas station?
Yeah, for some reason it's got a weird beaver mascot, but...
Yeah, the Busey place. That one.
All those war crimes.
One hell of a brisket sandwich.
Ah, that's why Bucky's is so big. It's for all the war crimes.
That's how they keep the bathrooms so clean. It's all the war crimes.
The war crimes. Mm-hmm. I mean, waterboarding goes a long way, you know.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Oh man. But I didn't know that they sold those at Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They sell lots of things there. But it's also like the emptiest place I've ever been in my life.
We recently got one
20 square miles big.
Literally, like it's so big and it feels like there's like nothing in there except for people.
We recently got one near where I live, and we go there sometimes on road trips. And after going there the first time, my 5-year-old told me the next time she has a birthday, she wants a Buc-ee's birthday.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the zeitgeist. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get it.
I mean, it's not a Wawa's.
I don't know what that is.
Wawa is amazing.
I don't think I
that's
get
another
hyped
thing.
enough for that place.
That's another thing we're getting in Tennessee soon is a Wawa. And they made a post about how they're coming to Tennessee, and my wife made a comment on their post about how, thank you for coming to Tennessee, we miss you. And so then they DM my wife and was like, hey, send us your address. And they sent her a Wawa gift card and a hoodie and some slippers and a bunch of stickers. And like, we're like, we miss you too. Can't wait to see you again.
That's adorable.
Man, it's cool when capitalism works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the rest of the fucking time.
And Amazon!
Fucking EA. Yep. But okay, so I do, just because I am really excited about it. I have been playing The Sims a lot. They just dropped a new life state in The Sims, which Sims 4 has been out for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they had just released like the toddler life state, because previously they went from an object baby direct to being like an 8-year-old child. And then they released the toddler update, and so they went from being an object baby to being like 2. And then they went to become 8. And now they're adding an actual like infant life stage, that way they're not just an object baby. And that's really cool. It also makes it where like there's a bunch of additional family dynamics with that. It's great for people in Sims that actually want to play families, which I have recently become for some reason.
So what you're telling me is originally you couldn't traumatize your child until they were 8. Then they made it so you could traumatize your child when they turned 2, and now you can traumatize them straight from infancy.
Correct. And now with the new expansion pack that's coming out, not only can you traumatize them from an earlier age, but they will also remember those traumas, and it will impact them later on in life.
Perfection.
There is an actual memory system that's coming out, which I'm really excited about.
I may have to
also could do terrible stuff. It's like previously I was one of those people that I would like get a hankering to play Sims every like 8 or 9 months. I would play it nonstop for like 3 days, and then I'd put it down and not pick it up.
I've tried it a couple times. Like when people are like, "No, really, you should play The Sims. It's amazing," and I'm like, "I didn't get it last time, but maybe I'll get it this time." And like I'll play it for like a week, and I'm still like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, I think part of it is I like building houses in Sims. Like I really like building little Victorian like dollhouse looking things. It's a lot of fun. I've gotten real good at it.
Yeah.
Can't build any other type of house. All the rest of them look stupid. But Victorian houses, I got you.
I've learned I enjoy watching other people do it. Like, I don't want to do it.
That's fair.
But, like, on my For You page on TikTok, there has been this pair of ladies who have been taking on a challenge of starting
Yes,
with a room that was one tile,
one by one, and increasing,
and then doubling it and then making a room in that size of, so like then there was 2 tile, then
I've been
4
seeing them
tile,
too.
then and like that's enjoyable.
Yeah, that's fun. I like watching the Rags to Riches challenges on YouTube too, where like they start their Sims on a lot and they like take away all of their Sims money, and their Sim can't have anything until they actually get enough money to buy it. Awful. Don't do that to your Sims. It's very mean. It's very fun to watch. But yeah, well, and they announced Sims 5, which is good because Sims 4 has been out for 10 plus years at this point. So, and also the company that made City Skylines announced that they're coming out with a life sim that is threatening the Maxis Sims team, I guess. Lots of fun there. I like life sim games. That's a place that I've like found a lot of enjoyment. I've been playing Evil Genius 2 lately too. That's fun because who doesn't want to be a villain?
I think actually I tried to do when I played Sims, I tried to do thing because you could be a mad scientist and stuff.
Yes.
I just pretended I was a villain in that.
Yeah. Well, there is now, I think, one of the expansions gives you like a secret agent occupation, and when you get high enough in the secret agent career, you can defect and start working for the villains, and then it will give you the option to become like a supervillain.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There's a ton of cool stuff. There's also a lot of stuff that's like, this is a weird decision that you guys decided to make, but okay.
You know what? And on that note, we're just about out of time, so I'm here to officially announce the Casters Guild Villain Arc Season 4.
Yes!
Ooh, we should do a Mirror Universe episode.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole episode of me ranting about how I hate 4th edition.
And then me saying, Rick, I won another guild decree. Star-Lord did no wrong. And you'd be like, you're right.
But wouldn't your guild decree then be that Star-Lord did everything wrong?
Oh, then you would still deny me.
Yeah.
You would still deny me. You'd be like, no, he did some good things. I'm like, oh, you're right.
Mirror universes and their paradoxes will get you every time.
The episode writes itself.
It very quickly devolves into us being like, wait, no, what's the opposite?
All right. And with that, thank you for tuning to this episode of Casters Guild. Email us, castersguild@gmail.com. Check out our Discord, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. See ya. Sorry, I did not.
Salutations.